Magic Johnson showed up on my television show, First Take, which airs on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Magic showed up on First Take, live in studio in New York yesterday. And although we expected him to be somewhat candid about the things that had transpired during his tenure as Lakers president, we certainly weren't expecting what he delivered. He could not have been more candid. He used the word backstab and betrayal when it came to Rob Pelinka. He talked about Jeannie Buss having too many people in her ear, too many people in her face, trying to influence decisions. Magic Johnson talked about the COO, Tim Harris of the Los Angeles Lakers, who's supposed to be on the business side, getting too involved on the basketball side. He talked about a lot of different things. And in the end, it gave the impression, the feeling that the Lakers were an organization in flux. They reeked of dysfunctionality. They're clearly not on the same pages all the time. Emotions are ruling the day instead of smart business decisions. And your general manager, who's now your de facto president of basketball operations, wanted the position all along and was backstabbing Magic Johnson to get it. Obviously, Rob Pelinka, the general manager for the Los Angeles Lakers, has an entirely different take. He believes his relationship with Magic Johnson was very good. He doesn't believe he backstabbed Magic in any way. He said that it's simply not true. Said that he and Magic have a good relationship, etc., etc. Couple of things to say about all of that. Number one, understand something. Magic will smile in your face. Magic will do business with you. Magic will not hold grudges. It does not mean he trusts you, nor does it mean he particularly likes you. So if Rob Pelinka didn't know that, he needs to know it now. That's point number one. Point number two, the biggest thing that's gnawing away at Magic Johnson is this notion that he was some part-time dude that never wanted to work. Magic Johnson asked a very, very interesting question. And most folks ain't going to say this. Well, I'm going to say it, damn it, because I feel like it. How do you become a Hall of Famer and a 5-time champion? And how do you go from that to becoming a very, very successful businessman? By being lazy? How does that happen? You see, that's a rhetorical question because it's BS. And the reality is that it's a level of BS that's perpetuated about black men far too often. Yeah, I'm going there. If you want to rake the nerves of a hard-working black man, question his ethics from a work ethic perspective and watch what happens. Look throughout history, and it's one of the things that has plagued our community on many, many occasions. The stigmas and stereotypes that are rife with inaccuracies about effort-related matters. Like folks don't want to work. You want me to tell you who hates lazy black people more than anybody in the world? Black people who ain't lazy. Because we believe we are aware of the stereotypes and the stigmas that are out there. And when anybody comes along and gives credence to it, emanating from our community, they're ostracized. We have no patience for them. You think as white folks, as Latinos, and beyond that you don't have any patience for black people. Why don't you get around some black people that see some lazy black person and watch the level of patience that they have for that black person? It's zero. Because we understand that we're battling stigmas and stereotypes every single day. And when anybody from our community gives credence to that kind of argument, we believe it taints the many. And we instantly want to distance ourselves from you. We don't even want to recognize you as one of us. Because it's appalling to us. Just like this notion of folks with criminal behavior. You know who puts black people in jail more than anybody? Black people. Because we don't have any patience for it. But that story's never told. Remember the notion in America particularly, even though I'm in Canada at this particular moment, I'm going to talk about America. Remember the notion in America, a jury of your peers? Who the hell you think put black people in jail? It's black people. So the level of tolerance that we have for stuff far exceeds, or pales in comparison rather, to your level of tolerance. So if you're Magic Johnson, why is this relevant? Because that's one of the things that grossly offends him. He signs a deal to become late president of basketball operations. He never needed his job. He was making more money doing stuff other than the Lakers job. Jeannie Buss comes to him. He goes to Jeannie. He says, look, this is the role I'm going to play. You picked the GM already. You want Rob Pelinka as your GM. You want Linda Rambis in your ear. You want Tim Harris as your CEO. You want to listen to him about basketball-related matters, along with a plethora of other people, because it's a family-oriented business. And you care about these people, and what they say matters to you, even though they might not know a damn thing about basketball for all we know. I'm not saying they do or don't. I'm just saying hypothetically, they may not know anything about basketball, certainly compared to him. So he said, okay, you don't want me to hire my own staff. I'd like to hire my own people. But since you want to do it this way, let's understand something. Let them go out, pound the pavement, bring the best quality information before me, and based on that, I will make a decision as to what direction we need to go in. How is that lazy, ladies and gentlemen? How is that being a part-time employee? If responsibilities have been allocated, what's the problem? Everybody want to act like, oh my goodness, you can't be doing but so many jobs. Why not? We do it in this business. I don't see ESPN saying, Stephen A., we want you to just do one job. I don't see ESPN saying, Will Kane, you got your nice radio show. Stick to that. Don't show up on First Take. Last time I checked, Max Kellerman had a boxing show. What's he on First Take for? You think, Jimmy, you think the boss of ESPN or the executive VPs got one job, a one-dimensional job? How about Fox? How about Comcast? How about ABC, NBC, CBS? You think people got one job? You know what I mean? Responsibilities, people showed up. How come Magic Johnson couldn't do that? Why all of a sudden is it beyond the realms of comprehension that, oh my God, one of the greatest basketball players to have ever lived, it's asking too much of him for us to bring him solid basketball information and for him to be an overseer making basketball decisions while still being a businessman? How is that beyond the pale? The answer is that it's not. Folks just try to make it seem that way because you want to dictate and limit what people can do and what they're allowed to do. And then when they transcend beyond realms that you've designed for them, you accuse them of being undisciplined. You accuse them of being unfocused. You accuse them of being lazy and part-time workers. Good luck with that. Because Magic Johnson did a few things wrong, and I'm willing to concede that. But when it comes to that issue, I'm here to tell you, he has a damn warrior fighting on his behalf. And his name will be Stephen A. Smith. I'm not going to sit idly by and allow people to do that to him. Call him whatever you want. But don't imply that he's lazy and that he's part-time because he wasn't in the Lakers facility when his damn offices look better than most of the suites in the Staples Center. Don't do that. Don't act like you can. Rob Pelinka, make up your mind. You said you had a good relationship with him. Said y'all talked all the time. Then what is everybody doing implying that he was asleep on the job or couldn't be reached or something? Which one is it? How about you, Jeannie Buss? Your sister. I've got a few issues with some of the decisions that Magic Johnson made as president of basketball operations. Work ethic ain't one of them. I always knew he was an overseer. He made that very, very clear. It was somebody else's job to pound the pavement, not his. 888-SAY-ESPN, that's 888-729-3776. That was Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less, only at Walmart. We'll get to your calls and more in a minute. It's me and you, the callers for today. I don't need no damn guest. I'm in Toronto. He got a Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals going on tonight. So I'm not going anywhere, and I'm ready to take y'all phone calls at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio and ESPN News. By the way, let's talk about Chad. Last year, he was working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet, barely staying above water. In February, Chad started his information technology career, making more money, doing something he loves. Don't love what you do? Go to my